Now the Germans and the Aussies have got a lot in common when it comes to the performance cars. They both love a good rear drive V8. But what do you reckon the Germans will make of this? Holden's upgraded VF Commodore Ute. Now we are actually here in Germany to get our first taste of the car, and we're going to go out and hunting some BMW M's, AMGs, and see how it stacks up against the best in the world. This one here is the Flagship Redline package, which includes Brembo brakes, unique tuned FE3 suspension, wider rear tyres on 19-inch forged alloys, and a competition mode ESC. And when you're in that competition mode, the head-up display changes. It's got 4 different modes where you can even have shift lights that look like a V8 supercar. Now, Holden's invested heavily in lightweighting the VF Commodore, and all of them have got an aluminium bonnet, lightweight aluminium suspension parts, and thinner gauge steel, and also a new electric power steering system. And in the Redline package, that competition mode even increases the weight for better feedback through the corners. Now, despite all those weight savings, the Commodore still feels like a big car, particularly here in Europe where it's full of smart cars and small hatches. And it's a thirsty beast too, particularly in this Redline V8 package. But I'd have to say the electric power steering and the sport suspension tune on this Redline package really makes the car feel a lot smaller. The handling is brilliant. It's tight, taut, and it handles the twisty stuff amazingly well for such a big car. Now, German cars aren't just about V8 performance, they're also renowned for their quality and refinement. And Holden has invested heavily in improving those areas with the VF Commodore. And I'd have to say they've done a fantastic job. The cabin is dominated by the 8-inch colour touchscreen in the centre console, but it's the nice mix of materials, including the suede trim, that really lifts its ambience beyond its workhorse roots. The VF carries over the same powertrain package as it did in VE, and in this SSV Redline Ute, that means a 6-litre V8 producing 270 kilowatts of power, driving the rear wheels through a 6-speed automatic transmission, but there is the option of a 6-speed manual, of course. Now, even by German standards, that's a pretty decent whack of power, which is pretty handy on the Autobahn, but even more so, the Commodore really comes alive in the backcountry roads where it's tight and twisty. Where it feels the strangest is in the tiny villages, where the cobblestone streets are as narrow as just literally one car. And trying to get a Commodore through there, it's a pretty tough ask sometimes. So let's ask the locals what they think of this odd Aussie muscle car in Germany.
Was ist das denn?
Oh, how is it called? The
Holden.
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 Okay. Is it a sports car or is it a pickup, a truck?
It's both.
Both. Okay.
Hey guys, this is a red, black, beautiful muscle car from Australia.
Well, enough about what the Germans think. What do I think of the VF Commodore? Well, as strange as this car, a Ute, looks in Germany, I'd have to say Holden has done a brilliant job with the improvements it's made to VF, particularly in the cabin with the refinements and the features it's put in there. It really is up to world-class standards.